All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another Thursday. So we're playing some more games. We're playing Shatterpoint today, but before we get into that, there's a link in the description. If you are a Halo Flashpoint person, you can click on that and check that out. It's a giveaway for 2 Arbiter proxies. So we'll be picking 2 different winners at the end of the month. There's just a short you got to interact with to get your name on the list, essentially. As easy as I could make it. Also, on that note, I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't really know yet. As far as me goes, I might be stopping after this month is done and over with. Maybe not entirely, but as far as trying to keep a schedule and keeping things going at a certain pace. And I might do a video tomorrow, I guess, going into a little bit more detail about it. Obviously, it's not anything that y'all care about or are really interested in that regard, but it's just I've got stuff going on that isn't, and this, I guess, isn't helping that scenario in any capacity. As much as I enjoy this part of it and the streaming of doing this kind of stuff, this really only works if there's people. So I don't know if it's worth the extra toll that I'm putting on myself trying to keep a schedule for no real particular reason. So I might go into more detail about that, but just so y'all know, as far as like the paintball content stuff goes, that just kind of abruptly stopped. If you don't know, we did paintball stuff on this channel before, but all the fields that were even remotely close to us just closed like flies. They just dropped one by one. There's not really an easy way to do that, and that content just kind of stopped. This, obviously, it's in my own house, so I don't have to really worry about it, but there's just other factors that play into it, and mentally, I don't know if I'm right there. So if anybody has any feedback or thoughts on the matter, I'd love to hear it, but as of right now, it is what it is. So anyways, we're playing the exact same list that we played this past weekend with my brother over here. If y'all want to check that out with another human, that's on the channel. So this is basically Mando and the Armorer versus Anakin and Ahsoka. And I think I actually drew the exact same mission card as well as far as the objective setup goes. So swap here. I rough measured these out. I basically wanted this middle objective here, and then I measured everything else off of it. So it is what it is. So we've got the middle 3 active, and then we've got 1 here active, and 1 on this crate active. Now, I'm not going to play that as an elevation. It'll block line of sight, but range 2 of it, that'll count. Just because that's where it happened to land. I set up the field and then drew the objectives. That just is what it is. So I've also already deployed. So across the table, you've got Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, and the Mandos. Up in the corner, which you could barely see up there, is Anakin and Rex. Let's see him there. Nope. But here, we've got the Armorer Vizsla, and then kind of next to him in between these 2 silver containers, we've got Mando and Greff and IG. So that's where we're at for the deployment. I'm going to have 5 force. They're going to have 7. And I'm just going to roll 1 dice for each. And the first one to roll a crit gets to deploy, or gets to go second. So whoever technically rolls the worst, I'm going to go with first. I'm obviously only one person. That just is how it is around here. We don't really have any local stores to speak of, so if I want to play games, this is kind of it. So I also put a dot on top of the what's up, Jacob? Be my hey man, be my guest. I don't know if that makes it any more seeable. I had a bunch of technical problems that I needed to get sorted, and I just ran out of time to run upstairs and grab a different colored Sharpie. So hopefully that reads at least slightly more visible than it was this past weekend, but Again, this is all kind of makeshift put together for this. But anyways, this is going to be my dice. And their dice. My dice. Their dice. Okay, so I got a crit. They got a regular one. So I'm going to go with them first, which means I'm going to be going second. Mando is... You can actually see him right behind the corner of the dice tray. So this is IG, Greff, and Mando's right there. And then Paz and the armor and crew are over here. So they're going to go first. The Republic, that is. So let's come over here. Grab some cards. Also keep in mind, this is only like my 4th time playing this. So there will be mistakes. Things like cover, I ignore the way that Shatterpoint plays cover because I just don't like it. But, wow. First card for Republic is Shatterpoint cards. So I'm going to go with somebody who can get some extra value, I think. And that is going to be... I'm just going to go with Rex. That way I can go ahead and get Anakin moving. Although I technically could go with Anakin. I'm going to go with Anakin. I'm one person, so I was basically just rolling a dice thing to retroactively decide who was going to be activating first because I'm playing both sides. I am playing the Mandalorians against the Republic, but obviously I have to counterplay myself. So I think going or activating first is a detriment. So I don't want to just say who's going to go. So I was just rolling to see who would get a crit first. And the other person would have to like move first, if that makes sense. So I just drew my deployment cards or my activation cards for the Republic. And I drew their Shatterpoint card. So I'm going to go with Anakin. And then he'll get to go again later on. But because I'm one person, I kind of just have to make up some of my own stuff as to how this would work because I don't have another human doing that. Well, I think as a 501st Din Djarin, that would be a war crime against myself if I got Mando killed. So my goal is to not have him killed because he's like one of my favorites. So he's tattooed on my arm for a reason. And you can see what I carry up there when I'm out and about with Mando. There's my jetpack, actually. All the rest of the stuff's upstairs, so you can't see anything else. But anyways, so I'm going to use that Shatterpoint card to go with Anakin. And he does not have any tactics. We are going to spend a force to do force jump to get an extra bit of movement here. And then he's probably going to move and hunker for the time being, just because there's nothing in range. No, you're all good, man. I would rather have some speaking than me talking to myself for, you know, an hour and a half or however long. Oh, it's probably change this so you could see it. I thought I put it on the other one. My bad. Okay. So Anakin is he's gonna use that force point to jump, so I still have both actions. And going down terrain, I don't believe I have to change speed at all, so he's gonna end up somewhere up here. And then he's gonna hunker, but I don't think he's gonna move because he is in range of that objective. So he's just gonna get a hunker token. And that is gonna give them that objective, I believe. Yep. So that is their activation done. Don't think he needs to do anything else. So now it is my turn. I'll shuffle up my order cards. And we got Greff, Karga. So let's see what does he have? Each allied bounty hunter character within 4 may heal and then dash, which I believe we've got 1, 2, Just two. Just two. So we could get a free dash in with IG and Mando. And we might as well do that. So we're going to spend one force. Not as valuable considering... Oh, also there's this one job. I guess because it's the Shatterpoint card that doesn't count. So I'm going to go ahead and look at what their next card is. Rex. So if I could wound Rex with a bounty hunter, I believe, that gives me some momentum or something. So I have to try to keep that in mind. Anyways. So IG, through some of my favorite people or bounty hunters, is going to get a dash. Again, they don't have anything to heal, so that isn't happening. But what we can do is move Mando and IG up the way a little bit. Okay, so Greff does both of his activations. Don't think he has anything else that really matters, so he is going to move. And I need to get somebody for that objective. And kind of needs to be close to people. Might have done this poorly. Maybe I'll send Mando out there to do that. I'll send Greff up the middle. More or less. He's gonna move. And then hunker, which is just gonna be... Basically, I'm just gonna get close enough to that to hop up there. Not where I plan to stay, but it'll be all right. Yeah, I think Mando's gonna go on a side mission. Although he might get... Well, might not be too terrible. Yeah, this game is a lot more objective based, so there's a lot more planning. Your units don't really get killed per se as fast as some other things. But the bad part about that is that I do not have an objective, so that is unfortunate. That's all right. So no momentum, no anything, other than it doesn't count the first turn, so Anakin's turn it wouldn't have counted. In this case, because it still has not moved yet, we both are going to get a momentum there. So basically, I need to move the clear thing toward this side if I want to win. Okay, back to them, which I know it's going to be Capitan Rex. And he does have a tactics ability. At the start of this unit's activation, choose a character in this unit or another Galactic Republic, and it may dash and gain hunker. So, in the interest of getting Anakin as far up the board and into terrible positioning as I could possibly get him, because he's almost a guaranteed wound maker, I am going to dash with him and give him another hunker token. So if he gets shot at, he's going to be a little more durable. And then I'm going to spend a force token for defensive maneuver on Rex, and each character in this unit may dash, and they gain hunker. So I'm going to do that with the 501st clones, which you cannot see, but they are on that hill over there. I don't know. A while back, I built out with like this gray city stuff, kind of like a deserty oasis. It kind of reminded me of Onderon, where it's like deserty tan, but then there's still all this like greenery everywhere. So occasionally I like to just build out like my Tatooine board with the trees and some other stuff to make it like a weird mix. So nothing specific, but technically this is my Tatooine board with my trees and then just the Shatterpoint terrain that came with the core set. So I need to dash and hunker with the clones. So the clones, I think we're going to bring one up the ramp and one down the ramp, which again, you can't really see them too well. I've only got, oh, well, there you go. Now they're in play. So one moved up the ramp, one's down there. And then they're also going to get a token. So Rex still has both of his actions. Now Rex, I think, what's his range? 5. I think he's going to move down this ramp and look for an angle across this. So that basically brings him right up to here, and then he's going to hunker just a smidgen closer into that. So basically when you hunker, you can shove range 1 just a little bit of extra to take cover, essentially. And also, all of my tokens and my extra cards and everything are over here to the side, so I will be walking off camera often. Okay. So that is Captain Rex's turn. And they do have one objective, so the struggle is going to move toward them, but now that it's on their side, I will gain 1 momentum. So, they're all done. On to me, we got the Covert Mandalorians. This is the way. So we could spend a force and do some jetpacking. But I kind of need to do a regular movement. Although, this is something I'm a little unsure of. So there's an objective right here, almost right next to where they deployed. I don't know if I jetpack away from that, if it still counts considering I'm already there, or if I have to end a move next to them. I think I have to, like, perform a move action near them, and the jetpack doesn't count. So I think with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move just to trigger that. So that's going to give me this objective. And we're going to move with this one somewhere around there. And then I'm going to spend a force. Also, it is freezing cold in here. So, pardon my clumsy hands, because holy crap. And then I'm going to spin that force, and I'm going to do their jetpack just to bring this fella up onto this Overwatch position. Which, not be a great idea, but we're doing it anyways. Also, choose one of these 2 keywords for their activation. Probably go with sharpshooter. I don't think I need impact. Yeah, no. Definitely not making any melees. So, we're going to go with sharpshooter. I don't think it matters. Although I finished the first move near each other, so I will get that focus action. And sharpshooter is going to give me 2 extra dice. So, we're going to do some shoosting. So they're range 4. Which we are absolutely in range 4 of Anakin. And I'm going to throw everything at Anakin. So both of their attacks are going to go at Anakin. And that is a range profile of 5. But then with the focus action and sharpshooter 1, they're going to get 2 extra dice. So they're going to have 7 dice. Seven dice on Anakin, and again, they will both make this attack. All right, well, that is 3 misses, 3 expertise, which, looking at their little chart, is going to give me 3 regular hits. So I'm not going to flip those because these are all going to be normal hits. Anakin has hunker of 2, so he's going to have 2 extra defense. And he's got a range defense of 5. But then +2 for the hunker tokens. So none of this matters because he got 4 saves, so that's going to cancel out those. And 1 expertise would downgrade a crit and give him a save anyway. So he is all good. Unfortunately for me, I don't see the second attack going much better because of how good he is defensively. I think he's actually in defensive stance currently, which is unfortunate. It's kind of 3, 6, 7. So this is the other Mando. Okay, 2 crits, that's good. And 1 expertise, which is going to give me 2 hits. So roll this, there we go. And again, Anakin has 5 +2 for his hunker tokens for a total of 7. 3 misses, that's good. 2 expertise. It's going to give us a save. And it's going to downgrade one of these crits to a hit. So he will get rid of 3. That leaves me with 3 points to save. And we're just going to go heavy damage here. I don't think shoving is going to do me any good here. So that's going to give us 2, 4, 5, and a strain token. And he's going to actually deflect. I don't remember, but I'm going to take at least 2 damage because he has deflect, and I definitely rolled some misses. So that is going to be 2 damage on myself and a total of 5 damage on Anakin and a strain token, which is good. I will take that exchange. All right, back to them. Oh wait, nope, gotta tally my stuff here. So I've got 1 objective, no wounds, no nothing. So it's gonna move back to the middle, and that's gonna give us both momentum. All right, what do they got? What do they got? They got the Clan Kryze Mandos. So, Clan Kryze Mandos, they do have jetpack, and they also have Stronger Together as well. Honestly, they're probably just going to move in hunker and claim that objective. I think. They might move in jetpack. We'll see. We'll see. So they're both right here in the front. And I think, yeah, I'm going to bring this one here. And I'm going to bring this one just right up to the building edge. And then I'm going to spend a force point to jump just to get him. It would be somewhere around here. I'm not going to jump with that one, I don't think. That's definitely going to give them that objective. And I flip a force token. And big surprise here. They're going to hunker. So they're basically just moving up and taking defensive position there. So now tallying them up. They've got 2, so 1, 2 toward them. And because it's on their half, it's going to give me a momentum. All right, back to me. IG 11, not to be confused with IG 12, the No Machine. What is that? Anyways, so he's got a tactics ability. So at the start of this unit's activation, it may remove a condition. He doesn't have one. And then dash. we may as well dash, which is going to put us in range of this ladder. So we're going to hop on up here. So, what's his range? 5. Okay, well, no, he's good. Okay. I think I'm going to focus, and I'm going to shoot. Now, he has multi-thread targeting protocol. So after this unit, it makes an attack as part of a combat action. It may use this ability. One character on this unit may make a 5-dice attack targeting a character in another enemy unit. So in this case, I could shoot the Clan Kryze, Mandos, and the Captain Rex. Now I just need to decide which of those. They both have a hunker. The Clan Kryze Mandos have less health, so I think I'm going to throw more firepower at them to hurry along a wounded token. So we're going to make a full attack at the Clan Kryze Mandos first. And because I've focused, that's going to give me 8 total dice on range. All right, that's pretty good. So 1 expertise, that's going to give me 1 crit. Which A-okay with me. The Clan Kryze Mandalorians have a range defense of 5. Plus their 1 hunker token, so they're going to have 6. Rid of those. 2 expertise on defense, just 2 saves, so they get rid of 3 hits. That leaves me with 4 points to spend. Now, I don't think I want the reposition, so I'm probably going to go with the top track, and that's going to give me, looks like 5 damage, because I've got 4 points. That's going to be 2, 4, an expose, 5, and a pin. So they're going to get pinned and exposed. And they're going to take 5 damage. And yeah, that's right, both of those. Okay, now do this before I forget. I've got that middle objective. And now with his multi-thread, I'm going to take a 5-dice attack at Captain Rex. 5. So obviously you're limited in dice, but it's, you know, basically a free extra shooting. Oh, that is terrible. So Rex does have a hunker token, and he has a range defense of 5. So he's still rolling 6. So unless he just misses everything, yeah, cancels all that out. So it doesn't even matter. All right, so tallying, I've got 2, which puts us back in the middle, which gives us both momentum. So now it is their turn. And it is Ahsoka Tano. So Ahsoka has force speed. She could get in to contest that middle objective, I believe. I also think we go with Ahsoka on the outside and just surround them, maybe. So we're going to spend a force point to get a free speed move, a free full speed move, anyways. And it's going to put us somewhere around here. And then for our first actual action, we're going to move again. That's going to definitely put us in range of that objective. And she doesn't have any range potential to speak of, I don't believe. Nope. So she's going to hunker since she is out in the open. I don't think I need to move her at all. That's going to give them that objective. So I don't feel like I'm making great choices here. So that's her activation. That's going to give them 2 objectives. No, 3 objectives. So 1, 2, and 3. That's going to give me 1 momentum because it's on their side. Back to me. And we have Shatterpoint. So feel like, oh crap. I kind of feel like I need to go with Greff here, even though it's going to put him way in harm's way. Because if I go with Greff, he wins ties. So I could just contest Ahsoka, and that's going to basically give me that point for free. Well, for free. But then again, the Clan Kryze Mandos, well, actually, I guess I could... I think I'm going to shoot and move. That way, once I'm engaged, it's not going to matter. So, Greff has a range of 4, which I am not quite in. So, I think I could get in test range and shoot range. So, is that really worth 5 dice? I need 2 damage on them. So, I'd only need 2 dice to get through. That's possible, but not probable. But I think it's the only way that I'm going to get that objective away from them. And it might just murder him in the process. So I think he's going to move. Does he have anything I need to worry about? Bounty hunters within range 4 can dash. Do I want to spend another force on that? Don't think so, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and move Mando along, and Greff is just going to hop down, basically just to be in range and to contest, which in this case gives me that objective because of his passive thing, Wolves at my back. And then we're going to make a ranged attack at the Clan Kryze Mandos and see if we can't get 2 dice through to wound them or injure them. I don't ever remember the process of which is which. So he's got a 5 dice ranged pool. So we can do this. Not with 2 misses, probably. 1 expertise just gives us a disarm on them, so that doesn't help. That sucks. So the Clan Kryze Mandos have a range defense of 5 plus a hunker for a total of 6. Yeah, okay, so they save the 1 regular. 1 thing is just going to give them more saves. So I just get that 1 crit through, which does not help me a ton. That's just going to give a damage and a pin. And I think it's just strain tokens that if they take a duplicate of them, if a unit would gain a condition it already has, it suffers a damage. Okay, I thought it was just strain token. So actually, they already have a pin token, which means they're going to take a damage from duplicate conditions, and they're going to take the 1 damage from the pool, which is in fact going to hit them to that threshold of 7 and injure them, which is great for me. So that was actually worth worthwhile because that now gives me, and they can't contest objectives, so they're just kaput for now. I don't see me getting all the way into the back to claim that objective, but it's possible. So that's going to give me a momentum for wounding. And then I've got 3 objectives. 2 and 3 back to the middle, so we both get momentum. Okay. And that is that. Back to them. Anakin. Now this might have just lost me this struggle, depending. Because they've got, no, they've only got 2. So worst case, this makes it incredibly close, assuming he wounds somebody. So we'll see. But I think he's got a clear course of action here, and that is going to be ooh. He's actually in a sticky situation because he's strained, which means he either needs to recover or he's going to take 3 damage. Now, I think taking the 3 damage in this case is probably worthwhile. Because otherwise he has to waste an action and then he has to move into range and then he can't attack. So I think if he just takes the 3 damage from the strain token and continues on with his plan, that might work better for him. So that's probably what we're going to do. So that's going to bring him up to a total of 8. We're going to ditch the strain. And then we're going to move into our Covert Mandalorians. And we are going to attack. And that's going to get rid of these hunter tokens that he has. Oh yeah, and the coverts, he only needs 5 wounds. So this should be a guaranteed wound for them. We're also going to flip into the well, no, we'll just stay. Actually, we're already in offensive form, so even though we might not need it, we're going to take it. Yeah, we're going to take it anyways. So that's going to be 8 dice on attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not as many misses as one would hope. 3 expertise for Anakin is going to give us 2 crits. Is unfortunate. You can't cancel crits other than downgrading them through expertise. Covert Mandos only have a melee defense of 5. One expertise, I believe, is just 1 save. Yep. So all we do is get rid of these regular hits, and that leaves him with 3 points, which is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage and a strain. So strain, they are absolutely wounded. Not even close. I mean, that would have wounded them if they had no damage anyways. So he actually doesn't need to use his second attack. Yep. So they get to save that force. And that is going to give them a momentum for wounding. And then they have 1, 2 objectives, correct? Yes. 1, 2. That's going to give me a momentum. So we are dead even still at this point. Which means, theoretically, I should actually take the first struggle, I think. Here we go. We got the man himself, Din Djarin. So, a clan of 2, each character in this unit may dash if all allied units within range 2 are bounty hunters. Mandalorian or Scoundrel. This unit may immediately make a 5 dice attack or may choose an enemy character and push them away. I don't really want to make a ranged attack against Ahsoka, to be completely honest with you. One character in this unit makes a melee. That doesn't really help me. After a ranged attack targeting this character is resolved. So he's got like a weird version of deflect actually with Grogu. It's kind of interesting. When an enemy character in this unit, when an enemy character wounds another allied unit, so as long as I'm, I guess, near Greff, I could help somehow. I could push Ahsoka away. I don't know if that really helps me in this scenario, to be honest. I kind of feel like I need to just engage with her in melee. But you know what? We're gonna do it because it's thematic and interesting. So we're gonna spend a force that will allow me to make a dash. Right under this tree. Now, if all allied units, which the only one close enough is Greff, he has Scoundrel tag, so we're good there. I could either push her away, Ahsoka away, or I could make a 5 dice attack. And I think I'm going to do that, but we're going to stay in melee form, I believe. Just because looking at the charts, it doesn't really matter all too much, I don't think. Well, okay, no, we're going to flip, and we're just going to hope for the best here, I think. Those are a free 5 dice attack, which, gosh, I don't know. Actually, do I want to flip here? I'm looking at the crits for the expertise, but then I think I'm going to move in and make a melee attack just because she can't deflect it. So total of 4, total of 5. You know what? She can only do this once. We're going to stay, or we're going to go into ranged here. I don't know why that took me as long as it did to decide. We're going to go into ranged stance. So we're throwing 5 dice for the free attack. That was not worth flipping or really doing that. It's unfortunate. And Ahsoka does have deflect, so I rolled misses. So I'm just going to take 2 damage. So that's fun. And then she's got a range defense of 5. 3, 4, 5, and then 1 for the hunker token. 2 misses, 2 saves, so that goes okay. And her 2 expertise on defense is going to give her 1 extra save, which is terribly unfortunate because that other one downgrades this to a hit, which gets rid of that. So all that did was cause me to take damage. So yikes, not worth. But I still have both my regular actions here. I guess I'm just gonna have to go into melee, I think, for my best chances here. I wish I was still in melee, considering that range did not pay off. But it is what it is. So we're gonna move into melee range, and we're gonna melee this no good alien Gorgruda scum. And that's going to give us 6, 4, 6. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, I roll a bunch of expertise, which would have been so much better for me to be in the other stance. So 3 expertise in the wrong stance is only going to give me a crit. And a hit. And her melee defense is 5. Okay. 1 expertise. Gonna be a save. And downgrade one of these, which, again, I hate it. It leaves me with 1 whole thing, which is just gonna be 2 damage on Ahsoka. So after all of that, she took the exact same amount of damage that I did. Love to see it. But that's going to give me 3, which is going to win me the struggle. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to reset this. Put that back in the middle. Board's nice and cleared. Now we're going to flip our second card. Get our little priority tokens out. So now we're going to roll a dice and see which one of these fellas activates. And because I won the first struggle, they would technically get to pick which one they're going to use. So let's roll the dice. So in this case, it's going to make the most sense for them to use the bottom chart because they've got 2 of those, actually. That's going to make that objective up there priority objective. So that one's worth 2 for this turn. Right, their card. Here we go. Katan. Start of this unit's activation, choose another allied Mandalorian character. The only other allied Mandalorian character is currently knocked out, so they're just kind of sitting on the ground, essentially. So they're just hanging out. So can't do anything with that. We could jetpack. After this unit makes a focus action, can dash and heal. I also am unsure with Mandalorians that are stronger together, because technically they're wounded, so they're like invisible as far as I understand it. So if she ends an activation near them, even if they're wounded, so they're like out of play, does she still get the focus action? I would assume that she does not until they reactivate, but I don't know. If anybody knows, you let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably play it as she doesn't, because that's what makes it. Does she even want to do? I feel like the middle objective needs some backup. So we're going to, I think, move, and then we might have to force jump up onto this ledge. Yeah, we're gonna move, and then we're gonna spend a force to force jump. So flip one of their tokens. She's got a range of 4, which we should be. Yeah, we're all good there. And again, because they're wounded, I don't know if she would get a focus action from ending close to him. It doesn't make, I don't know. I just picture wounded people as invisible until they reactivate. So that's what I'm doing. So she's got a ranged, let's see. Yeah, she doesn't have a stance. So she's got a range of 6, or a range pool of 6, rather. Go. All right, no misses, 2 expertise. 2 expertise is going to be a crit and a hit. And boop. That is is a very good roll. IG has a range defense of 6. And he does not have any hunkers. Okay, well, that is awful. 2 expertise is going to be... Okay, well, 2 saves. And a reposition, which, again, I don't think I really need the reposition, so I'm not going to use that. But that gets rid of 3, which... Is that great? No. But it is what it is. And that's going to be... I think we're going to go with a... we'll just go with the top track. That's going to be 5 damage. And 5 damage on IG and a 10 token. He is pinned. He cannot move. And that is that. So they're going to get 2 points for that one over there. And 1 point for this one over here. For a total of 3. And that's going to give me 1 momentum. Now, I know there's parameters on what scores and what doesn't. I don't know if the first turn of the struggle, you don't score, period. But then also, if you didn't score on the first turn of the second struggle, what's the point of rolling the first dice to see which one activates? Why we need to roll 2 dice? I don't know. Anyways, it's just me here. And I think it's fine. Back to me. Yeah. We got the heavy gun himself as Vizsla. Now, Anakin does have 8 damage. I only need to get 3 through, which is doable. Now, I think we're in range stance here. He does have a tactics ability. At the start of this unit's activation, each Mandalorian within range 4 may remove a damage or a condition from itself. Then the allied supporting character may jump. And that sounds pretty good to me. Now, that is only these fellas here. Yeah, this will work better. So these are my supporting allied Mandalorians. They're clearly within range, and this is just his tactics ability. So they're going to get to remove... Oh, wait, no, because they took enough damage to be wounded. That's correct. That does not sound good to me. I didn't add the damage to their card. I just had the wounded token over there. So I must miss that. So can't really do anything with his tactics ability. That's all right. I don't think any of his stuff is really going to matter here. I think I'm going to shoot, hopefully wound, and then move. Yeah. Which he might take some damage here just from the dang deflect, but that's all right. So he's going to have a range pool of 7. Yeah, it's definitely where we want to be. So not going to focus, and we're going to hope that this works out. Okay, this is great. So 2 expertise is going to give me 3 regular hits, and because I didn't roll any blanks, deflect does nothing to me, which is fantastic. Anakin has a range defense of 5. Here we go. Those 2 misses. He's got 3 expertise, which is going to be 2 saves and a crit downgrade, which ain't gonna matter. He still only has 2 saves, so that leaves me with 6, which is huge. It's definitely going to be enough damage to wound him, which is good. He is wounded. That would be basically I can go down the whole track with 6. Exactly enough to go down the whole track. So he's going to get a pin. He would get a total of like 7 or 8 damage, maybe. Got some shoves, which I don't know if I need. He's going to get a strain. Trying to decide between the top 2 and the bottom 2. I do have 2 shoves. Again, I don't know if I need the shoves, but I think just like Warcrow, if I shove, I can follow, and that gives me a minimum of 2 shoves in the track. I'm gonna just keep pushing him away. Ooh. And now I just need to decide between an exposed token and another shove. I think I'm gonna go. He's already got 2 things on him, 2 conditions. I might just go. Oh, well, just kidding. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the top track. That's going to give him an exposed and another shove. He's exposed, and just for good measure, push him back again. We're going to move. So I still have 1 more action, I think. Again, I don't know if that's correct. I don't know why they'd put a bunch of shoves in a track like that, if that's not what its purpose is. And again, that feels cooler of like slow walking him down with like a big heavy like Gatling gun and backpedaling. That makes sense to me, so whatever. But that's gonna give me this, and just for good measure, I'm going to hunker with him, and we're just gonna side hop a little there. Oh, I didn't roll my dice. Save, which, convenient for me, is the objective that I'm standing on. So this objective is now activated as a priority objective, and that's going to give me 2, 3, 4, 5, and a wound momentum. So 1 for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to give them 1 momentum. I think that is correct. God, it's cold down here. Okay, back to them. The 501st Clone Troopers, which, let's be honest, aren't the greatest things in the world. There's only 1 more objective to roll for shifting priorities, and it's this one down here. Right below here, like right there. And it's not in play, so the 2 in-play objectives are activated already, so that's what it is. The 501st Clones could spend a force. It is their last card. I might as well. That's going to give them another hunker token, which, yeah, again, we might as well. When a character in another Allied Galactic Republic unit makes a combat action before dice roll, this unit may use this ability if the targeted character is within range 5. I don't know if that would have applied to anybody, so I'm not worried. But we get to make some dash actions. Probably going to do some moving and some contesting. So, walk all the way around this here table. Probably should have changed the camera angle, but it's way over there now. And we are going to dash and a dash. And then they're going to move, which this clone is going to make a full move, bounce up this ladder. And this clone is going to move just enough to contest. So that was their defensive maneuver skill and a regular move. Now they both still have an action, and we're going to shoot. And we're going to shoot IG with one, and we're going to shoot Vizsla with one. Now, they're not the most offensive people in the world from a damage output perspective, but that's all right. So they're going to get 7 dice. One expertise is going to give them 1 hit. He's got 4 regular hits. Paz has a hunker token and a range defense of 5, so he's going to have 6 total. 3, 6. Okay, that's rough. That's rough. 2 saves. So we get rid of 3. And that leaves the clone with just a pin token on his tracker. So, Az is now feeling extra heavy today. And then we do this again for IG. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh gosh, that was almost tragic. And we got 2 misses. 2 expertise is going to give them just still 1 hit. 1 hit. And IG has a range defense of 6 native. Also is like the exact same roll. So that's just going to be 1 save. Which again is just going to leave them with a pin token, which IG is already pinned. So that's just going to be 1 damage. So IG goes up to 6. Okay. That also contests the middle objective. So nobody has it. And nobody has this one. So all they get is their priority objective, which is going to be 2. And they didn't wound or anything. So 1, 2, that puts it right back in the middle. Momentum for both. Now I'm going to flip all their tokens back over and shuffle these cards back up to them. I feel like it's getting colder, I'm not going to lie. I feel like the more I'm walking around and talking, I should be getting warmer, and feels like my hands are getting more and more frigid. My last person is the Armorer, which is a little unfortunate because I put her over there mainly to counter Anakin because she's my main melee person, and she didn't end up having to do that. I could choose another Mandalorian to jump, and I think that I will jump. And I will jump with the Mandalorian himself. And I think that we're just going to jump. We're going to jump straight this way. Yeah, sure. Okay. That's just her tactics ability. So I could target somebody for 1 force, which again, I might as well, considering I've only got 1 force left, and this is my last person. That doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter. So she doesn't have any ranged stuff. She has like a defensive stance and an offensive stance. I don't think I'm going to be meleeing anybody here. But we might. So first action is going to be to move. Move. So otherwise, I couldn't make a regular move. But she has both Hunter and Prey. Choose an enemy character, and this unit may jump or use a full move, advance, I guess. And then if I end up engaged with that unit, they'll get exposed. But I could effectively spin this force to give me another full distance movement toward the character of my choice, which in this case is going to be the 501st Clones, which is certainly going to put me in melee range. So they're going to get exposed. And I still have my one action left, so I can make a attack against them. That's going to get rid of their hunkers. And it's going to give me my objective back. There we go. So we're going to make a melee attack on the clones. And in a perfect world, we do a ton of damage to them, but that is asking for a lot. Here we go. Well, that is a bunch of crits and a bunch of misses. So 1 expertise. Wow, okay. 1 expertise is a crit and a hit. Now they're exposed, which means they can't use their expertise. I'm not even going to bother rolling the defensive dice just because they couldn't use expertise even if it mattered, and I have a bunch of crits. Oh, well, no, they could still roll a save, so I'm going to have to do it anyway. So they got 4. 4 dice. There we go. Okay, well, can't use the expertise because they're exposed, and 2 misses. So they don't do anything, but they get rid of their condition. So that gives me 6 on the track, which is all the way down the track. That's going to be 6. 6. I think we go 7, 8 damage, which is going to be enough to wound them. 8. Wound. And then that's going to give a heal, which I'm going to use on Paz, who is next to me, to get rid of his pin token. Going to give me some shoves. I don't know if I necessarily need the shoves. So I think I'm going to use the shoves, but I'm not going to follow. And in this track, that's going to give me 2 shoves. They're going to get a strain and an expose. So there. Kind of back where they started. And like I said, that's going to give me 2 shoves. Basically, I just want them to have to come back to contest. We're going to just use both of those shoves to push them away. And that is a big turn for me. Now that's going to give me 2, 3, 4 because of Grief's passive. So I still have that. And a momentum for wounding. So momentum for wounding all the way to 4. They get a momentum. So that was big. That was big lucky plays for me. Now, shuffle these guys up. The Armorer seems to be an absolute powerhouse in melee because like 2 expertise would give her a crit, a hit, and downgrade a save to a miss. So pretty cool. Not even gonna lie, I looked at the bottom card, so I'm just gonna shuffle these again and not look at them. There we go. Flip my force tokens. As Vizsla is also very potent. That's pretty cool. All right, their turn. Here we go. Speak of the Devil. Look who it is. 501st Clone Troopers, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie. So clear their damage. They can get rid of 1 condition. They're exposed and they're strained. The strained is, I think, definitely worse, so we're gonna get rid of that. They're still exposed, but now they can they can move. But now I have 2 people contesting that objective, so that one person's not going to help a ton. I think. I think we're gonna concede the middle objective because I don't know when Anakin's gonna get activated again. We're gonna spend a force to use defensive maneuver. And I'm basically gonna run down this ladder with the clone and just say, you know what? It's fine, have that objective, I don't care. Again, I don't know if the objectives work like this. I'm gonna play it how it is other than the start of the game. And here comes this guy coming back in. But now I'm gonna have to do a regular move before I do any. So yeah, here comes this fella getting all in here as well. So now this objective is contested. And for their second action, they're just going to make a melee attack, I guess, on... I guess they're both going to team up on the armor. I was going to say Paz, but I don't want to split attack, really, so they're both just going to melee attack. Yeah. There's 2 5 dice melees on the armor. That's pretty good. 501st clones, just gonna get 1 hit. The armor has a melee defense of 5. Free expertise gives me 2 saves. And downgrades the crit, but I only have enough to save the regular hits anyway, so they're going to get 1 point, which is a pin token, I believe. Yep. Pin token. And now we do that again. Melee of 5. It's just going to give me a regular hit. And all that saved, 2 expertise, does some other stuff that doesn't matter. So, all good there. So they have just the priority objective for 2. 1, 2. So it's my turn. Honestly, best case here, or easiest case for me, is I pull the Covert Mandos, I think. Or somebody engaged over there. Let's see. Well, not at all who I would have wanted. I might actually spend a force to put this guy in reserve, because I could potentially end this right here if I can get the right characters. And Greff ain't it. Although I've got 3 objectives. So I take that back. It actually doesn't matter. This will end it here because that'll put me right where I need to be. But I'm going to put this in reserve anyways. That's not going to be very interesting. Has Vizsla, on the other hand, might be interesting. So, Has Vizsla is engaged with the clones. So just for the fun of it, we're going to flip to melee. And we're going to bludgeon these clone troopers who thought that they could come over here and do some stuff. So I'm going to focus and melee. Yeah. So it's going to give me 9 dice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 misses feels kind of bad. 1 expertise is going to give me a crit and a hit. Crit. Hit. Go. And the clones have a melee defense of 4, and they're exposed. So they cannot use these. Save 2. It gives me 5, which is the whole track for a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 damage. So they are immediately wounded again. Which is kind of funny. They just, I mean, they'd only have 1 activation left. And they'd get a strained, he'd get a heal, they'd get shoved, he'd get another heal. The clones just thought they were going to come in here and do some stuff. And I could shove them. Double shoves? Or just single shove? Anyways, it doesn't matter because that is a momentum for wound. And I still have 1, 2, 3 objectives. Which puts me like way over. So that is not a very close win, actually. Or not a very close fight. The first one was a lot more balanced, but I was able to take it. The second round, not near as close. Paz and the armor are definitely the standouts for the Mandoverse crew from the 3-ish matches that I played with him. Two matches. The armor is incredibly potent, and Paz is incredibly potent. Their expertise is super strong. I don't mind Greff. I mean, he did perfect in this scenario, being able to contest here and keep that objective secured. So they'd have to basically commit more resources to trying to capture that because he would just wins ties, essentially. Mando is also not quite as potent as I'd want him to be, but I haven't really gotten to play with him enough. I mean, you think in a full 3-struggle match, you might only go with somebody twice, maybe 3 times if you're lucky. But I think most of the games that I've played all 3 struggles, I've gone through all 3 struggles and have not made it through the deck twice. So not quite. I mean, hell, Rex only went once. Moved him up into position to cover this center objective from that ledge over there, and he never even got to shoot. So things move pretty quickly, actually, in Shatterpoint, which I kind of like. And then you still get to, quote-unquote, kill units, like I did with these clones who thought they were going to walk up on me and do some stuff, and they just got bludgeoned by hammers and big, giant Mandos, which is cool. Anakin actually got wounded. He pushed too aggressively, which was pretty big for me. I mean, I guess he did his job initially. But this game also was over so quick, he didn't really have a chance to make that big of a difference. I got a lot of really good rolls off, to be fair. So I kind of want to try a Bo-Katan Mando list. I kind of want to go like full bounty hunters, get like the Cad Bane and the Boba Fett box, maybe. Bounty hunters are cool. So we'll see. I kind of want to get the Grievous Super Battle Droid pack because it's on a good sale right now on Amazon. And we could run B1s, B2s, Grievous, Ventress, run like a cool Separatist list against like Anakin and the clones. That could be something. Like I said, I might do a video tomorrow. I need to think more on it, but we'll see. I'm kind of considering being done once January's wrapped, and we'll do the giveaway winners. Also, the painting streams on Monday obviously haven't been happening. I don't have anything to paint. So, can't really do a painting stream with nothing to paint. So, those are just kind of in waiting. I was supposed to have some Warcrow stuff delivered or shipped mid-January. I still haven't heard anything about it. So, I don't know when or if that's ever going to come. This what we're doing right here is the thing that I enjoy doing the most, and it's just a little bit of a bummer to, you know, kind of talk to yourself for 2 hours. I have to think of that and see what I want to do with it, but I think that's going to do it for today. Again, that Halo Flashpoint giveaway is in the description. You click that link. It's real easy. It's just a short subscribe, like, leave a comment on it. You'll be entered. I'm going to pick 2 giveaway winners at the end of the month, which is coming up. Got about a week. But for those of you who are here, I appreciate y'all being here. We will probably be here next Thursday. So I will see you guys then. All right. Bye, guys. Appreciate y'all being here.
The power of the dark side.